I'll move on, I know I will, but I don't want to. 'Cause baby, I still love you. I'll move on, I know I will, but I don't want to. Baby, I still love you. You said we'd talk on Tuesday. Well, it's Tuesday, and you haven't called. My brain is doing backflips. My metabolism stalled. It's not often I declare my love for someone, so I'm just gonna say this once. And I don't mind much if you take me back or strand me here for months. I'll move on, I know I will, but I don't want to. 'Cause baby, I still love you. I'll move on, I know I will, but I don't want to. Baby, I still love you. You said we'd talk on Tuesday. Well, it's Tuesday, and you haven't called. My brain is doing backflips. My metabolism stalled. It's not often I declare my love for someone, so I'm just gonna say this once. And I don't mind much if you take me back or strand me here for months. I'll move on, I know I will, but I don't want to. 'Cause baby, I still love you. I'll move on, I know I will, but I don't want to. Baby, I still love you. You said we'd talk on Tuesday. Well, it's Tuesday, and you haven't called. My brain is doing backflips. My metabolism stalled. It's not often I declare my love for someone, so I'm just gonna say this once. And I don't mind much if you take me back or strand me here for months.
Do 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 do. Hello, Colin. How are you? Where's our music? There we go. Plans have changed. Originally, I was gonna be putting my brain together, left and right sides together, learn some Irish, so I can stop disappoint my great grandparents or whatever. Instead of doing that, I spent like 8-9 hours last night up watching and rewatching the Pokemon ZA trailer and skimming through the Pokemon website to try and find stuff. And I don't know, I haven't done this in a long time, not since X and Y really came out, I think. But they showed a lot of stuff, like, especially, this is like the first gameplay trailer. They showed a lot. They're normally, back in the day, I feel like they were quite frugal with, like, the dex entries and stuff. But, no, they're, live unstable. Average stream bitrate too high, keyframe interval too high. Good to know. You know what I'll do? End stream on YouTube. This will be a Twitch original. And then I'll just download the VOD and put it unlisted in the VOD thing. Where was I? Oh yeah. Instead of sleeping, I spent last night watching many hours of Pokemon stuff, and I found a large chunk of the Pokédex, like a large chunk. It's not hidden, but also it's like it's a big chunk. I feel like they I don't think there's maybe half. It looks like maybe half of the decks, and then there's another 15 or more Pokemon that potentially are in there, and then there's ones that are like very likely to be in there. A lot of the dudes that were there. I'll hold on. Let me change that thing, because I don't wanna ruin this game for anybody. Because I am very sad when stuff gets spoiled for me. So I try to be very proactive with, you know, I what's the word? Try to be proactive with not spoiling stuff for other people. But also, I need to talk about this, and my family are not interested, to be frank. They have no interest in hearing me talk about this for a million hours. Yeah, so let's switch to the spreadsheet. I made a spreadsheet. Oop. So I don't know, this is gonna be very small actually. I'm gonna have to resize this. Which window is this? Here we go, Firefox. Okay. Transform, reset transform, and then we can just like drag that like that. And enhance. All right. Now we're getting somewhere. And we'll just lock that in place. Yeah, so it's time to get him interested. Exactly. I made a really cool thumbnail and everything for the YouTube stream. I was really proud of that. I thought it was very mysterious. But unfortunately it's just, I can't do both, and I can't, I suppose I could upload the VOD to YouTube, to Twitch later, but I don't know. Alright, I changed the thing, but I was very proud of that thumbnail for the live stream one. Like, I would have clicked on that, but yeah, what day is it today? Friday? Oh, right, sorry. Yeah, so here we have the spreadsheet. I'm a little afraid to go the whole way down because there's a lot of Pokemon in here, and obviously some of them are very obvious, like Pikachu. Some of them were only in the trailer for like 0.2 of a second or whatever, and it took me watching it a billion times to even see them. Which isn't to say that I'm especially good at finding them. There were some that were like right in the center of the screen that I missed for a good few hours. So you know what, we'll watch the trailer with the sound off because I don't want to get in trouble. Can't transform this. Ooh. Alright, do that. And we have to flip it. I wonder if there's a hotkey for that. There probably is. Anyways, oop. That's a like, by the way. The screen is flipped. Yeah, so we'll watch this while I eat a bagel, because I haven't eaten today. I woke up and I was like, I want to talk about Pokemon for like hours. But people who care about Pokemon are not going to want to watch this because they don't want to know all the Pokemon that are coming into the thing. They want to discover it naturally, which is reasonable. But realistically, I'm not going to have this game because it's going to come out on Switch 2, and I'm not going to get Switch 2, so I won't be able to play it. Yeah, I love Totodile. His silly little butt cheeks. There's a in the Gen 4 or Gen 5? I think maybe both. The way the sprite's drawn for the back sprite of Feraligatr, it looks like he has these big ass cheeks. But he has like spikes on his tail. AZ the Za. Okay, I wanna talk about this for a second. This company, Quasartico. Yeah, did they see the name Quantico and they're like, ooh, we should put a space in that? Is this the FBI for Pokemon? Anyways, the logo I find really interesting because this woman that we'll see now, there she is, her dress is covered in the logo. And also she has the pins, and she's got moon earrings. So my mentally ill hypothesis is that she's doing some wormhole stuff from Sun and Moon, and she's using like Lunala, which doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense. It makes no sense. It's not. That's not going to be what's happening. But that's my current theory because I have no other information. I like the giant buttons. They look like chocolate buttons, but like caramelized. Caramelized? I'm not sure if you pronounce the caramel, if it's being ized. Like, do you drop a syllable? I know in America they just call it caramel, which is gross. I hate that. I don't mind most Americanization pronunciations or whatever, but that one in particular, I don't like it. Anyway. It's gonna be a Switch 2 exclusive? What's caramel in Irish? In caramel! I don't know. That's more likely to be French. Oh, this guy. Vinny. So you can't really see it in this trailer, but he has like, little... So Pokemon has this thing where they will add like a silly feature to someone to make them less scary, because fair enough, you know, it's a kids game. But the feature that this guy has is he has a Buneary and a Pancham, like, I don't know if it's a plush or a hairpin or what. So I'm not sure if he's like a Pokemon fanatic guy or if Buneary and Pancham are in the game. Pancham comes from Kalos, so it would make sense. Baniri, I mean, it's just a popular one, and it has a Mega Evolution, so it makes sense. I don't think it was in... Was it in the original Kalos decks? I have the Kalos decks on hand. Let me just Control F. Baniri. Baniri was not in the Kalos decks. So that's why I'm not sure that means anything. Like, if it was just Pancham, I'd be like, okay, Pancham's here. Pancham's in the game. But because Baniri is also there, and Baniri was not in the decks, although it does have the Mega Form, so it would be convenient from a design standpoint because they have to do less work, which is great for Game Freak because they have really short spaces of time to make games. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I like if what they're doing is they're trying to make the best game that they can in the short space of time that they're given, they'll probably reuse most of the megas, I think. Just because, you know, they don't have time to design and model more dudes than they have to. So I think they're just gonna like rip the models from X and Y or something. Which I have no problem with. Like the Legends Arceus animations were pretty cool. They all had like all the Pokemon would like wander around and stuff. They weren't quite as lifeless as the X and Y stuff. Vinny. So true. So this isn't like anything important, but I just love that there is a rotating potion up in the left there. Like, hold on, can you even see that? Yeah, you can see it. I'm trying to think of like what is the real world equivalent of just having it's like rotating Calpol and a giant rotating Calpol sign. Ooh, Alpine. Oh. I had a thought, it's gone. I'm very excited about the new battling, which you'll see now. I don't want to look too far into it because I'd rather experience it in real time. So I'm more focused on like what Pokemon and stuff are kind of like. That looks cool. The stealth rock thing where you place down the stealth rocks and then the enemy Pokemon moves into it. I feel like there's not going to be many moves that are operate like that. But it's cool that they exist. Like having hazards affect the overworld, very cool. And like the flame wheel, doing the little spin, rollout. Kind of reminds me of it's not the exact same, but it reminds me of like Poke Park, the battles in that. Obviously in that, you control the Pokemon directly, but they still have the thing where they, like, do the rollouts at you or whatever, but they would be limited to, like, 2 moves. So it's cool to see that they might be trying something at a bigger scale, but also that means that probably... Ooh, didn't mean to do that. We might see, like, some repeat animations, which is, again, I don't mind that much. I'm kind of surprised that they don't have like red lines on. Nope, sorry, red lines on the ground that sort of show you where it's gonna fall. Also, can you drop? Can you rock slide yourself? That's what I want to know. Or does it freeze you in place when you use rock slide? It probably does. That means there could be ones like Future Sight where you can just like use it and then in like a few seconds it hits and you can hit yourself. So what's interesting is they're not limiting themselves to, is it semi-turn based? It's still kind of turn based. So it looks like all of the moves will have cooldowns. And so when you hit a move, you do the animation, and then you have to wait a certain amount of time for that move to refill. Which I think is an interesting way to balance it as well, because it means that you can do like updates to make moves stronger or weaker by adding a timer. I don't know if they'll do that at all. They probably won't. But yeah, it takes a lot of the waiting out of the game, which is kind of cool. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so they're not limiting themselves to megas from X and Y. Like, did they show Altaria already? I don't remember. I don't remember if Absol is a mega from that game, but Alright, well they show it on the website anyway that Altaria is one of the megas. And Altaria mega is specifically from Yippee. I don't know if they're gonna do Kalos like regional variants. Yeah, it makes it flow better for sure. I am on the fence about whether or not there'll be like Kalos variants, because I don't know how much time has passed since X and Y. So I don't know if there's enough time for them to meaningfully change like the types of Pokemon that are around. Because all of the, I'm pretty sure all the Pokemon that are in this were in X and Y. Maybe not Tyranitar, I'm not sure. Let me check. Polly, pull up the X and Y Kalos decks. Tyranitar? Oh no, Tyranitar was there. Okay. Oh, Torkoal was there? Hell yeah, I love Torkoal. Torkoal Mega Evolution, please. I don't know how they're gonna do like the ice types, because everything is in the city, of course. I hope it's like in was it Black and White or Black and White 2 where they had like a big freezer section and a bunch of the ice types were in that. That was cool. I like that. If they have like a dock or something and then you find ice Pokemon in the crates or something like that. That'd be cool. Sorry, I'm just eating a bagel. Yeah, wild zones. So I like the little. I feel like this is gonna be a repeated thing that they just throw up in the background, but what the heck is that on that poster? I think it's a Furfrau? I'm not totally sure. But they showed a couple different Furfrau, I think maybe 2 or 3 Furfrau like styles. So that could be the pink one. Yay, Croc-a-Rock. I love the Sandal line. Swablu is pretty cool. Flaffy. So my immediate thought is that it is an ice cream car, but I think it's a taxi. And until now, I just figured it was set decoration, but realistically, I think it's probably fast travel. Because it has a logo on the side. And if you were just gonna model a car and throw it in as decoration, I don't think you would add that weird little logo. Also, I guess it doesn't really make sense to put a car, just one random car in. Because I don't know. I feel bad for the people that have like shops that are in the wild area zone, wild zone. Because like, are they allowed to use that door now? How does that work? Also, these are meant to be like habitats for Pokemon. I know this is just an excuse to have an area in the town where you can catch Pokemon. But logistically, how does that work? Like, how is this different from just like putting fish in a barrel? You know? Like dumping all these Pokemon into one street so that people can catch them. I don't understand the in-world logic there, but I understand that it's just a means to an end to let you catch Pokemon in this sort of town without catching other people's Pokemon. And I guess adding a leash to all the tamed Pokemon would take too long. Swirlix there, so that means Alcremie. Nope, not Alcremie. Alcremie is a different guy. Slurpuff. Or wait, yeah, Slurpuff is the evolution. I never used Slurpuff. I don't know what it does really. I just know it's fairy type. I can't even really picture it in my head. I'm scared to look at the spreadsheet because even though I've put the spoilers all over the screen and it's in the tags, I don't want to spoil it for anybody. Goomy, I love Goomy. I wonder if they'll have a way for you to get the Hisuian Goomy. Probably like an event. Beyond Evolution, Mega Evolution. I've always loved Mega Kangaskhan. It's like, it's not even Mega. It's just like throws the baby out of the pocket. Wah. Yeah, I wonder how the Kangaskhan one is gonna work. Because back in the day, Mega Kangaskhan was a menace. It could use 2 moves in 1 turn, which was just not at all balanced. I think maybe the moves were a little weaker or something, but still, it's like, it was too much. So I don't think they're going to do that again. It might just be like a flat increase of power and not like anything is technically specific to Kangaskhan. Also, this seems to be relatively like the Pokemon here, like level 55, level 48. If we go back to the so it looks like they're gonna potentially put the Mega Stones earlier in the game rather than in X and Y. You had to, was it you had to find them at a specific time of day or something? It was like between 8 and 9, or am I misremembering? Level 57. Okay, so never mind. A lot of these Pokemon are like around the level that you would be if you maybe beat the Elite Four or whatever. So it's probably going to be the same again, where it's like, you know, hidden until the post game. Or maybe you'll be able to find 1 or 2 Mega Stones or something. They'll probably give you one for Charizard, or if they do Megas for the base, starters, then they'll give you those, like they did in X and Y. Surely they won't just give you a Lucario, right? I mean, that gym leader is probably still around. I actually don't know, because we don't know how far into the future this is still. This could be 10 years after X and Y, it could be 50 years, it could be 70. You know? Jet could be the child of, what was that stupid guy's name? Lysander? I feel like we're gonna see a little bit of Team Flare, but it's gonna... What was their goal even? To make the world beautiful? I don't think they even knew how they were gonna do that. Like, Lysander had a very specific vision of he was gonna blow up France. He was gonna blow up France. But what did the rest of Team Flare think they were doing? I'm curious to see how they rationalize their actions from X and Y. I don't think it's going to be anything too in depth. It'll probably just be like, I used to be in a cool in a team, and maybe we'll see like an old man wearing the flare suits, and he like gives out to the young people, being like, back in my day, we were more beautiful, or whatever. Fuck it. I'll open up the spreadsheet. It's not that crazy. I'll just do this. Oh, it's flipped, of course. Flip horizontal. Cool. Alright. So, from watching the trailers over and over and over and over and over, my best guess is these are the numbers of currently confirmed Pokemon, and now this includes dual types. So dual types show up twice. So this is not the number of Pokemon in the game, this is the number of times a specific type has something. And it does include Eevee and its evolutions, which kind of inflates things a little bit, because you get one in like all of these and all of these except for Ghost. But yeah, stuff like Ice has one. That's Glaceon, by the way. Unless I missed one, which is entirely possible. I've watched this a bunch of times and I'm still spotting ones I missed. I think we'll probably get Avalugg. Even though Avalugg isn't that great. They gave him like an alternate form, right? Avalugg? Where is he? Here he is. Avalugg Ice Rock. Definitely a cooler design. Maybe they won't do Avalugg. Because he's not like that popular. There's like probably 5 people who are really big fans of Avalugg. And he got his like alternate Hisuian form, which is very cool. So they might just not have him. Especially since they're basing it entirely in the city. So it might be just like ice types that could reasonably be in Central Kalos. So maybe we just ignore Mountain Kalos altogether. I mean, Patrat is there, but you could see him in its city. Who else made it? Chandelure got in, Garbodor got in. I feel like Delibird is a possible one that would make sense. Sneasel, I could see making the cut. I feel like Noivern is guaranteed. He's like one of the most popular Pokemon to come out of Gen 6. You know, after all the like starters and stuff. What else is there? There's not a lot. Let's jump to Central Kalos. What ice types are there in Central Kalos? I need to remember to talk into the microphone. Oh yeah, I have this theory. It's barely a theory. I think that they're gonna... I don't think they're gonna bring back the monkeys. Green, red, and blue monkeys. And because to make them good, they would have to give them another form. And that's 3 forms that you have to do for Pokemon that people don't care that much about. Like, by and large. I'm sure there's huge Pansage, Pansear, and Panpour fans. I like Panpour. My brother likes Pansage. Oh no, sorry. He likes Pansear. I remember I had Pansage. Did I have Panpour? I don't remember. No, he had Pansear when he played, but he has a physical Pansage. Like, an old statue thing. Ice types. Yeah, Slim Pickens. I'm not seeing any. None ice types. Okay, so mainland Central Kalos has not a single ice type. So it'll probably be the like Frostlass kind of ice types, where it's a dual type, and the dual type explains why they're there rather than the ice typing. Like they might have a small area that's like the freezer in Black and White, but realistically I think they're going to focus on ice types that are dual types so they can fit into an urban environment. So you're going to get Frostlass, you might get a I don't know, Snorunt. I don't think you'll get Glalie. I don't think you're going to get Glalie Mega Evolution. Maybe you will, who knows. I suppose if Snorunt is there, and then Glalie is going to evolve from Snorunt anyway. So maybe they'll just throw in the Mega as, like, free stuff. I don't know. Like, that's just one more thing that they have that they don't have to think about, you know? Makes the game a little more diverse. So I could see Vanillite, Vanillish, and Vanillux because, you know, they're ice cream cones. People eat ice cream. Delibird is, you know, just a postman. Basically, I mean, a Santa, but is a postman. So you could put him in an urban environment pretty easy. Sneasel and Weavile. You could fit in an urban environment. Sneasel could be like in an alleyway or something. It doesn't have to be ice necessarily. Snover has and Abomasnow have the like grass dual typing, and Abomasnow has a Mega Evolution, and I believe the Mega Evolution is in X and Y. So I'd say Abomasnow, pretty high chance it's going to show up. What other ice types are there? Just those. Okay. I don't think Cryogonal's going to make it, but who knows. I mean, he has a model in Scarlet and Violet, so maybe they'll just throw that in somewhere. Maybe they'll be like, I don't know, a really cold area, and you'll get your Cryogonals, you'll get your Vanillites, you'll get your Bergmites, and I don't know, it probably won't be Avalugg, so you probably won't get Bergmite. Can you get Bergmite in... Is there Hisuian Bergmite? No. Oh yeah, there's a map on the website that has some extra stuff. Not much, really. It's a lot of stuff that they already showed in the trailer, but with like pre-evolutions. So like they showed... Did they show... What did they show? Da, 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 da. Da, da, da. Dee, da, 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 da. I like AZ's new design. He looks cool. Oh, and what are these? Oh, he's sewing his shoes. Cool. But yeah, you can very clearly see here that Jet is just like covered in this one pattern, and either it's just that the designer really liked the pattern and so they used it as the logo to explain why it's on their dress so much, or the logo has more relevance to the plot than first meets the eye. Also, she has moon earrings, which I cannot stop focusing on, unless the moon earrings are in reference to like a Kalos form or something of a thing that we don't know about yet, which is entirely possible. Likely even. And then Vinny, it'll probably be something related to her like Ace evil Pokemon or whatever. She's not really wearing the colors of Lunala. She's wearing like is that a teal and like a gray, and then she has like little star buttons littered around. It'd be cool if she was like an escapee from one of the Ultra Moon universes or something, but I don't think that's going to be what's going on. What is going on with her shoes? Can you see this even actually? Yeah, you can see it. Okay, what is going on with her shoes? Because they're a very unique looking pair of shoes. They're like grasped around her. I feel like this is going to be some unique feature to this game to explain why her shoes look like that. It's probably going to have the same coloring as the teal on the collar, and then the earrings are probably going to be similar. It looks like some sort of bug, but I don't think it's going to be a bug. Also, her hair looks like maybe not a flying saucer, but it's like that kind of shape. And then Vinny. I think Vinny's cool. He's wearing similar sort of greens, like a lighter green on his gloves and his shoes and his shirt. And then he's wearing that same teal kind of color on his suit jacket. Which, if this were a different game company, I would wonder maybe this is showing his personality through his, you know, his work outfit covering over his personality or something like that. But it's a Pokemon game, so it's not that deep. Pancham and Lopunny are on his head. Very cute. I'm pretty sure Pancham is going to be in the game. Buneary, no idea. Probably not, maybe. It's possible. I'm trying to think if there was an occasion where they had... Like, they have Pokemon, like the Pokemaniac characters, sometimes they have Pokemon on them, or they're holding Pokemon, but I think those tend to be... I think they do tend to have Pokemon that are available in the region. So I think, you know what, maybe Buneary is going to be there. Like, it's a very popular Pokemon, so it's entirely possible. The Order Pokemon is a multitude of solid components that changes form depending on how many of these components have gathered together. So I don't know if Zygarde is going to be the main, like, MacGuffin from these, although, you know what? Maybe. Although the colors aren't the same. I mean, this guy's wearing green, but it's not even the same green as these guys are wearing. Mega Evolution, yep. Mega Gyarados is back. Yeah, we got Mega Sableye, we got Mega Gardevoir, we got Mega Altaria. Mega Sableye is an Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire exclusive. Mega Altaria is one of those as well. I think Mega Absol was maybe in X and Y, but I'm not sure because it's a Gen 3 Pokemon and that's messing me up. Sorry, I'm trying not to burp. Well, it looks cool. It's just got a funky flower. I like the rival designs. Those are cool. I like the tracksuit. I don't want to get that tracksuit bottom. I like the big stripes. Not the stripes. They're like chevrons that point down, little arrows. Yeah, it's cool. Also, I'm a big fan of that jacket. I was watching the trailer and I was like, ooh, I want to get that jacket. It's a nice jacket. Also, these guys remind me of the Johto people. I think that's probably on purpose. Like, was it Lyra and Ethan? Like, kind of Ethan's hat colors and Lyra's hat colors. Initially, I thought it was green from... is it yellow? Pokemon Yellow? No, Fire Red and Leaf Green. That's what it was. When they introduced the female, the lady option. I thought that was her initially, but no, I think it's Lyra and Ethan. And they look cool. I don't know if it's going to be them specifically, or if it's just going to be their ancestors, which implies then that the story is much older. At least say they look about, I don't know, young adult or close to that, so I'll say 16. And Ethan and Lyra were about 11 or 12 or whatever in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. So it would need to be 20 years plus 10 years, so at least 30 years after Silver and Gold. But also we don't know when Silver and Gold is set, so that Silver and Gold could be 30 years before X and Y anyway. We have no idea. I just want to play Legends Arceus now. How long have I been going? I feel like I've just been saying nonsense for like an hour. Which is entirely possible. Screw it. No, I can show the full, not the full decks, but like I can show off. So some stuff that shows that is usually present, but is not currently present through the Pokemon in the trailers. An early rock or ground Pokemon. You know, like a Geodude kind of guy. There's none of that. So we're gonna look for a likely candidate from the coast, not the coastal, the central Kalos. Although they have Altaria and Swablu, so they're not exclusively doing that. But let's see. I kind of want to play X and Y now as well. I guess Dwebble could be one, because it's like Bug Rock. I could see that being in like a city or whatever. And then because it evolves, it's not quite as strange. It's not quite as strange if it like Crustle is around in the later areas, because you've already seen Dwebble. Although Dwebble tend to hang around like sandy areas rather than sort of more built up stuff. Binacle is another one that I could do. People really don't like Binacle, which is fair enough. It's kind of a it's a funky looking design, and Barbacle looks very odd, but I don't mind it. I think it's kind of cool. I forgot his face looked like a hand until just now. I don't understand what the thinking was there, but I don't mind it. Of course we have Sandile, so I guess it's possible Sandile could be taking the place of that early rock type, but I don't think so. I think Sandile is gonna be like maybe because it has Krokorok with it, so I'm thinking it's gonna be a case of it's gonna be in an area where at a stage when Krokorok and Sandile can both be kind of similar levels. So we're gonna say 29. So maybe like fifth gym we'll say, or fourth or fifth gym is where you will see your Sandiles and your Krokoroks, which sounds about right compared to where they were previously. Wait, no, that doesn't seem right at all. Third or fourth. Yeah, so they don't fit the bill for early rock type. Tyron and Tyrantrum, you know, those fossils I feel like are just going to be there as fossils, and you have to recover them as fossils. I could very well be wrong, but I feel like that is the way that they're going to do it, because it's the future. They can restore fossils. Aerodactyl, I feel like is probably going to be there as a fossil, because that's an easy one. You don't have to put one in the overworld. You just like do the old thing of you have to break rocks and find an old amber or whatever, or you pick up an old amber and you turn it into Aerodactyl, whatever you want to do. Nose Pass could be your early rock type, but I feel like people wouldn't be that pushed on it, so probably not. Roggenrola, I feel like this is the prime example. Roggenrola is likely, in my humble opinion, Roggenrola is going to be the one that's showing up in early caves. Now, how are they going to do caves? I don't know. No idea. Let me see. What kind of places is Roggenrola showing up in before now? Locations. Wellspring Cave, Relic Passage, Reflection Cave, Fiery Path. If they were gonna do a like a Kalos version of a Pokemon, I kind of hope it would be Roggenrola in that line, because I'm a big Gigalith fan, I'm a big Roggenrola fan, and I would like to see him have like cool gems or something, or like to be made out of something else. Actually, that could work if he was made out of something else rather than rock, although then they would have to change his type. Oh wait, I didn't even consider they can literally just change the type of any of these, and it would make them you know, able to live in. So okay, so from a design standpoint, which one do we think could feasibly be seen in early point? I think maybe Talo or Spoink, but also we're looking at coastal, so let's go further up. So I made a list of Pokemon. Nope. Did I? Potential Cows. Oh yeah, I just rambled to myself basically in the document for a while. Pokemon I would like to see get a new form. Golurk. I'm just a big Golurk fan. That's why that's there. He's fine, you know, as is. I would love if he got like a Mega Evolution or an alternate form. I don't think they would do an alternate form because I think he does show up in Kalos. But also, if they do the Kalos forms at all, then it'll probably be people, Pokemon who are already present in the region. Unless so much time has passed where stuff can change. Golurk, yeah, he was in X and Y. Okay, cool. So he'll probably show up, but I don't think he's gonna get anything. But I would really like him to. Ledian, I love Ledian, but he's not very good. And he's an early. Oh, Bug was another one they didn't really have much of. Let me roll back up here. Yeah, they had 3 bugs, and all of them is 1 bug. It's just Vivillon, and it's pre-evolutions. So they're gonna need more early game bugs. I feel like Eledian is definitely gonna show up, just because he's like an easy one you can throw in. And he was in X and Y. If I just type bug, actually, what do they have? Pinsir? I'm not sure if Pinsir will make the cut, because he has the Mega Evolution for the original game, but also there's so many bugs, you know? I guess he's an easy one to do. Beedrill, I feel like, is more likely. I feel like they're gonna do Weedle, Kakuna, Beedrill, and they're gonna throw Mega Beedrill in there. Butterfree, Caterpie, yeah, these are easy ones. You'll see Caterpie and Metapod running around. For sure. Burmy, I feel like is potential. It's like thematic, so I feel like high chance. Surskit, entirely possible. I don't see why they wouldn't. Actually, you know what? If there was gonna be one that I don't, of these like early bugs that I think is probably less likely, probably Caterpie, Metapod, Butterfree, but all, purely just because it's like the least. You know, there's no Mega Butterfree, there's no alternate forms of Butterfree, there's they already have Vivillon, and Vivillon comes in a billion different colors, so if they were going to cut one of these things, it would probably be Caterpie, Metapod, Butterfree, but also Butterfree. Metapod is so iconic as being annoying with its harden that I don't know if they will cut it. Maybe it's not as iconic in Japan, I don't know. I feel like Beedrill is an easy one because it has the Mega Evolution. You could just use the model. So Beedrill is probably very likely. Dunsparce, I don't know if Dunsparce is going to make it. It has that evolution now, so maybe. Mothim, what does Mothim even come from? Evolution chart? Oh, it comes from Burmy. Oh, I see. Oh yeah, I mean if Burmy's there, you get Mothim. Surskit, I feel like there's no reason it can't go over. Let me see, has it ever missed? Not available in Let's Go Pikachu, not available in Sword and Shield, not available in Legends Arceus. Okay, so you know what? Never mind. This one I feel like is entirely possible to cut this one. Because they cut it in like, what? Our Gold and Soul Silver, Black and White. So yeah, I feel like they're probably Breed Masquerian. Oh, what? So Masquerian showed up in X and Y on Route 3. Oh, it was a surfing only Pokemon. Interesting. Okay, I hadn't considered that. Oh shit, I didn't mean to close that. Oops. Okay, they could do that then, I suppose. Have it be like a fishing Pokemon? Although, I don't think they do that anymore, do they? They don't have the thing where you just get like a random fish, do they? I need to replay the game. I don't remember. Corfish is not a bug. Oh, move on. More bugs. I'm not seeing many bugs. Nincada, I don't see why they wouldn't. I feel like it is a potential one that they would probably cut. Let me see. How many times has it not shown up in the game? Not available. Well, yeah, no, that makes sense. Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Black White. Yeah, so this one doesn't show up sometimes. It doesn't show up in Scarlet and Violet, so it might be the case that it shows up in the next one. Because it showed up in Sword and Shield, and it didn't show up in Sun and Moon, and then it showed up in Omega Ruby, and it showed up in X and Y. Oh, it's in X and Y. Oh, sure, we're looking at the X and Y Pokedex. It's a big Pokedex. Let's see, 153, 153. Is it 153 three times? 151. So 145. No. 455 Pokemon, which is a lot. So really, my initial viewing of the thing is not as crazy as I thought. How far do we get? 112. So that would really, realistically, if they're gonna pump the Kalos Dex directly into ZA, which I don't think they will because it's restricted to one city. So I think they're gonna go lower than 100. No, not lower than 100. Lower than 450, for sure. How many were in Legends Arceus. Pokédex. Hisui Pokédex. Alright. 242. So if we assume it's between those two numbers, between 242 and 455. So what is that? 2, 1, 3, 1, 1, 1. Okay, so we'll say it's like 350, maybe 330 in the decks. We'll say. So there's still. No, I'd say we'll stick with 240 for now. That still means that there's a bunch of Pokemon we don't know, of course. Ice types, bug types, rock types are the main ones, but they don't have much for it right now. Ghost types are another one they don't have a ton of. I feel like we're gonna get Gengar, most likely, just because it's so easy to make merchandise for Gengar, you know? It's just free money, so I don't know why they wouldn't put it in the game. And he has the Mega, of course. Where the heck is he? Control F. Gengar. There he is. Number 32. I have no idea if they're gonna. They have to make new Mega Evolutions, do they? Well, I mean, they don't. They don't have to do that at all. Would they? I don't know. Stop asking me. Quagsire is in Kalos, which I'm happy about. I'm a big Quagsire fan. Has he been in any game? Has there been any game where he wasn't there? He was in Ruby and Sapphire. He wasn't in Leaf Green. He wasn't in Black. He wasn't in Black and White 2. He wasn't in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. He wasn't in Sun and Moon. You'd only get him in the Ultra Space Wilds in Ultra Sun and Moon. He was in a bunch of times in Sword and Shield. He was not available in Legends Arceus. He was not available in Scarlet Violet. So, I think Quagsire is a safe bet. He's in the decks. He wasn't in the last game. He's pretty safe. Geodude is in here. When was Geodude? I think he showed up in Legends and in Scarlet and Violet, right? No, not in Scarlet and Violet. Okay. Probably another safe one. So that'll probably be our early rock type. If they don't just make one up. I don't know if they're gonna do that at all for this game. Did they make up any Hisuian Pokemon? What? Let me see. Is it just variations? They made up Enamoras. Any other ones? Askel Legion, but that's an evolution. Ursaluna, which is an evolution. Overquill, which is an evolution. Cleavor, which is an evolution. Weird Ear, which is an evolution. So it looks to be mostly just evolutions. Yeah, I think they made like two. They made two new ones. What was the second one? Enamoras, of course. What was the other one? I think it might have just been Enamoras. Enamoras is the only one that is exclusively like its own guy. What the heck is this guy? Scarlet Bog. So if we're gonna see new Pokemon, it's gonna be forms of Pokemon. It's not gonna be new Pokemon, which I'm happy with. I don't think we really need more than what we have. I'm always happy to get, you know, new species altogether, but I'm fine with different forms. There's a billion different ways you could change the form of Pokemon. Will we see Gudra Hisui form? Probably not. There might be some event where you get Hisui and Gumi or something. Beep boom beep boom boom. Whiscash. I love Whiscash. Look at this happy guy. Whiscash. Was Gastrodon in this? Nope. Stunfisk. Honchcrow. I want Steelix, my beloved. I think you can pretty safely assume that you're getting Steelix. Because Onyx is in the trailer, but also, I don't know if... I say that, but I don't know if they're gonna do something weird. Get out of here, Crimson Link Up. Link Up. Yeah, I'd say Steelix is a pretty safe bet. Also, it has the Mega Stone from Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, so that's just one less thing the Game Freak has to do. I feel like after what was it called? Pal World? After Pal World, if I was an executive at Pokemon, I'd be like, oh fuck, we gotta make this one like semi-decent. So I feel like they're gonna pull out all of the mega, not all the megas, but like any mega where they can reasonably fit it into the game. They're probably gonna put it in there. Like I don't think they're gonna throw every mega from Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire into the game. Who knows? Maybe they will. But it's just, the models are done, the animations are done. So it means that they can spend more time working on how buggy the game is, which was a big complaint when the game launched, and also the like the move system. They have more time to work on that. So I feel like a lot of the megas are just, if we get any new megas at all, I will be pleasantly surprised. I feel like the megas are just going to be a return for the most, but you know what, I'm going to say we're going to get 3 new megas, and then the rest are going to be returns, because most of the people who are going to buy this game were not alive when X and Y came out. To be honest, the majority of the people purchasing the game were not born yet. What do you think about them adding Diancie and the other Forgotten Mythicals? I don't know how they did like the mythic stuff for Scarlet and Violet or Legends Arceus. I feel like it'll either be an event or probably an event. Yeah, I feel like there aren't actually that many Kalos original Pokemon, and like 5 of them are event Pokemon. So chances are pretty high we're gonna get some of those. I don't know if we'll get all of them. Probably, actually. Probably will get all of them because, you know, there's not a lot of... I think there's only like 70 or 80 original Kalos Pokemon, which is fine. It's just, it means that you kind of have to include as many of them as you can. What was I saying? Right. Yeah, at the moment, there's a couple normal Pokemon. There's like no fighting Pokemon. There's, I won't name them out loud, but I'm thinking their names in my head. And there's really only like 2 fighting types. So we'll have a look at fighting types. The one that I can say out loud is Lucario, because that was in the trailer. Other ones are like scattered around the Pokemon website and stuff. Is there another one? No, yeah, they're scattered on the website. It's not like surprising ones, but I don't want people going into the game knowing every Pokemon that's going to show up. But also, I need to talk about this, or I will explode. What other Pokemon were in this that are fighting type? Pangoro, Pancham. Pancham probably going to be there, to be honest. And likewise Pangoro. I like Pangoro, but also I don't think he's that good. What is it? Is his moves not good? He's very slow. That's what it is. Okay. And he's not like slow enough where he's good on like Trick Room stuff, I guess. Maybe he wouldn't be too bad on Trick Room if you like gave him minus speed, but still, he's like 60 speed, so he's like faster than a lot of Trick Room guys, but also slower than most other things that you will fight. Also, he has the unfortunate dual typing that gives him weakness to fighting, flying, and fairy. And fighting in competitive is very common. Fairy type isn't, I don't think it's super common, but it'll probably be more prevalent in the ZA landscape. And flying, I feel like a lot of dual type flying are around. Just, I'm not up to date with like the current Pokemon competitive scene. I could barely name half of the Pokemon from the last 2 generations, to be honest. I clocked out kind of all that, but I'm interested again. Meditite and Medicham I feel like are easy ones. They have the Mega Evolution for Medicham. You can throw Meditite in kind of anywhere because he's like a humanoid, but also maybe not anywhere. Maybe like I don't know if the like the little lanes of Lumiose are going to be typed or what. Let me watch the trailer again, because a lot of the ones they showed are like Pokemon that can be anywhere or Pokemon that have normal dual typing. Lumiose City, I'm gonna eat a piece of ham. See what I mean? You got normal type Patrat, you got Budew, who can be near any bit of grass, you got Evolutions, which can kind of be anywhere. Oh, I didn't even notice the logos here. So, Zartico, that's hard to say, is like up to mischief here. And either Patrat is a wild Pokemon here, or it's like a trainer's Pokemon. I think it's probably wild. Which means that maybe these types of areas will offer an opportunity to catch like dark types or whatever. Probably not dark types, probably like, I don't know. Oh, actually, so in the trailer they show like a bunch of these super old French houses, and I feel like some of those we're going to be able to go inside and there'll be ghosts and stuff. And I am relatively certain that Rotom will be one of the Pokemon in the decks, because they're thematically it fits really well. So originally Rotom in Gen 4 you found it in the old chateau, which was an old sort of French style mansion, and the story of ZA, the city is being renovated, so it's replacing a lot of technology with like more futuristic technology. So that means there's going to be a lot of discarded old technology, which Rotom can use for forms. So I feel like thematically this is a very easy one for them to do, especially with Rotom Phone everywhere. I mean, I know Rotom phone doesn't necessarily mean Rotom's going to show up, but I think Rotom was in the... Yeah. That's motor. Locations. I was in Scarlet and Violet. Ultra Sun and Moon. Okay, it's been in most of the thing. What is Lost Hotel again? But yeah, anyway, Rotom is most likely going to be there. All the Rotoms. There's Clauncher, or Clawitzer in the background. It's crazy. I don't know if you see him there. Just behind the guy in the suit. That giant blue blob. That is Clawitzer. The first time I saw a Clawitzer was in the Elite, when I was fighting the Elite Four. I was like, ew, what is that? Oh yeah, I watched the trailer a billion times, and somehow I missed these two every single time. It wasn't until like I was watching someone else watch the trailer that I noticed that Bagon and Larvitar were in the trailer, despite them being front and center. And I feel like those two are gonna probably get megas. I don't know. It's hard to say because with like Brilliant Diamond and all that, they didn't add any of the stuff from Platinum, right? But they've also shown some Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire megas, and I feel like it's just easy, like one thing they can tick off on their to-do list, you know, if they need to hit a certain amount of mega evolutions. If Bagon and Larvitar are in the game already, they can just give them the stuff. Bagon is in the base game. Okay. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Doesn't Salamence Mega Evolve? It does. Imagine Pangoro get a Mega. I can see it. That's possible. I feel like it's probably not popular enough. I think what's going to happen in the story is that the evil company is going to be messing around with, like, maybe not Zygarde, something else, and then it messes up, and if we're going to get Kalos forms, that's going to cause the Kalos forms. That's assuming that we're not just like 150 years in the future or something. And I think Pangoro is prime potential for a Kalos form, or one of those, like, you know, like Annihilate, kind of like a Kalos form that gets an evolution. I think it'll probably be something like that, because I don't think Pangoro is popular enough to get its own Mega when it doesn't already have one. If any Pokemon are going to be getting Megas, it's going to be probably popular ones, or ones where they have a specific design in mind, where they're like, that looks cool. Because the Mega Evolution in this game is like a temporary buff that you get in battle. It's not like in X and Y where it was a permanent thing until the battle ends, but you can only pick one. It lasts for a certain amount of time, and then your Pokemon de-Mega evolves. What was I saying? Yeah, so I don't think we're gonna get Mega Pangoro purely because I don't think it's popular enough. Pancham is very cute, and from that point of view, I think they're gonna do something to Pangoro. Maybe they'll give him a hat. Who can say? But I don't think it's gonna be as far as a Mega Evolution, because that feels like too much work from Game Freak's part. And doesn't Salamence Mega? Sorry, I read that already. But yeah, Salamence does Mega Evolve, which makes him prime candidate for potential Mega Stone in this game, because it's just, you know, less work that they have to do. You know, they have to maximize their short development period as well as they can. And to do that, they're gonna presumably put in as many Mega Evolutions as they can manage. What is this? Someone promoted DMs? Oh. Oh, right, I'm a mod or whatever. Right, what was I doing? Crocodile, I feel like could potentially get a Mega, but also, he's already very cool, you know? I don't think he needs it. I am a big Crocodile fan, but I don't know what they could do to him. He's already got, you know, that swagger, the presence. I don't know what they could do to make him cooler. I'd happily be wrong though. I think Kingdra is one that is prime for Mega Evolution because it came out. It's like a, what was it, silver? Yeah, gold and silver. It's from gold and silver. So the design philosophy has changed since then. So I think we might see like a... Does Horsey have a... I feel like Horsey has a Hisuian form or something, right? No? No. I feel like we might get a Kalos Horsey. Which evolves into, you know, Kalos Seadra, and then that evolves into something that's like Kingdra but isn't Kingdra. And it's probably not called Kingdra. Beep, boop, boop. Staryu and Starmie, they might do Starmie stuff. I don't think they will. I think Starmie's probably just going to be the same. Shelter and Cloyster, I don't think they're going to change that. I think they're just going to throw Shelter and Cloyster in there if they need a water type. I really like Toad's Cool from was it Hisui? No, it was from Scarlet, but I love Toad's Cool. That's a cool guy. Helioptile, Heliolisk. I feel like Heliolisk is a prime candidate for an evolution. It'll probably be via a stone or some sort of trading or some other method, some weird method. Although it has very high special attack and speed already. Well, I mean, it's not like very high, it's kind of, it already uses a sunstone. Okay, so never mind, it's going to be a Helioptile, is going to get a different form other than Heliolisk. That is what I'm thinking is going to happen. Because you can throw Helioptile in a lot of different places because of the normal electric typing. And I think it's probably going to, maybe it'll be more physical focused one or a defensive one or something. Make their home in deserts. Let me see. What locations have you shown up in? Route 6, Giant's Mirror. Okay, maybe we won't get Helioptile, just because it lives in the desert. And that might be logistically quite difficult to figure out. But I think it's a good candidate for either an alternate evolution or some sort of alternate form or a mega if they were going to do megas, but again, I don't think they're going to do whole new megas for most guys because they have enough mega evolutions as is where I feel like it might feel like too much. Unless they just don't give all of the megas from the base X and Y game back. Like, let's see, who might they cut? Well, I mean, Venusaur and Blastoise may not be in the game at all until like, and actually, no, that's stupid. They're going to be in the game. It's going to be as an event or DLC, probably DLC. If they do DLC, though they didn't do DLC for Arceus. Probably be an event, or you find it somewhere. But so they probably won't cut those. Lucario we already know is in the game. Gyarados we know is in the game. Sharpedo. I feel like they probably won't cut Sharpedo, but if they had to cut one, it would probably be Sharpedo. Pidgeot is in the game, it was in the trailer. Alakazam. Do they have a lot of psychics? I feel like they have some. They don't have a ton. They probably won't cut Abra to Alakazam because it's very popular. Which means it might have a Mega. Probably will. I feel like if the Pokemon makes it into the game, it's gonna get its Mega Stone. And they'll be just more selective about which Pokemon are allowed in. I want Medicham, but looking at it now, I feel like they might cut this one. Actually, no, they might cut Alakazam to Abra and put Medicham and Meditite in instead, because they cover the Psychic and the Fighting. But also, Medicham is like way less popular, so I don't know. Has Alakazam ever not been in the game? Locations. Abra? It wasn't in Scarlet and Violet, but it was in every other game. Every one of them. So, okay, it's pretty safe to say Abra is going to be in ZA. So it means Alakazam's Mega Evolution is probably going to be there too. I would like to see them do something with Toxicroak. I'm a big Toxicroak fan. My only request is that they make it so you can still use the base form like this somehow. I mean, if you can't, it's not that big a deal, I guess. You know, he's in other games, but I'm a big fan of this design, Toxicroak. Who else has Megas? Diancie has a Mega, but we're probably gonna get that via an event. Salamence has a Mega, and we've already seen Bagon, so it's gonna be there. We've seen Absol Mega Evolve. Steelix is in there, and he has the Mega Evolution. Kangaskhan is in there. Mawile is in the game. Although, would they cut Mawile? No, because Mawile... I don't know. I would love to be... like, listening in to hear what... you know, what they decide would and would not make a good Pokemon for the new games. I want to know what their thought process is. Because I feel like maybe they focus on, say, you know, they might have like a quota of popular Pokemon that they need to hit, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, it's a smart tactic. And then they need, of course, the new region Pokemon, and then after that they're like, okay, well, we have these spots that we need to fill in. And then they fill in the spots and like, oh shit, we have like way too many ground types. Who do we cut for who's ground type? And then they go from there probably. So it's very difficult to make a realistic guess as to each individual Pokemon, because I don't know what the new ones that they're adding are, which feels like a stupid thing to say because it's pretty whatever. Megas, what other Megas is there? Manectric, I feel like this one probably isn't going to make the cut, but I think that's probably just my own personal feelings on Manectric showing through, because I don't think it's that good, and Mega Manectric looks kind of funny. It's a good Mega. I remember seeing it the odd time back in the day. And, you know, it's a pretty early on electric type. Are there other... there's Helioptile, which I would like them to improve. Please throw Helioptile a bone. I don't consider the evolutions when I'm thinking about you know, the types that are available, because realistically you might get one Eevee, unless Eevees are just wild and roaming, which would be cool. I think they were in, oh, maybe I'm thinking of Salty's Pixelmon server. They probably am. But if you could get wild Eevees, that'd be cool. Then you could count, you know, Vaporeon, Jolteon, Flareon towards your counts. But realistically, you only get one of these, so it's really just a normal type. Like, you're not gonna be like, oh, there's too many ice types because of Glaceon, you know? You're just not gonna, you would go with like Vaporeon instead or something. Let's see. Sigilyph, I feel like I like Sigilyph a lot, but I feel like this is probably one that might get cut. When was the last? It didn't show up in Scarlet and Violet. Didn't show up in Omega Ruby. Didn't show up in Sun and Moon. Okay, well, see, it could be the fact that they don't use it at all. Like, they might just decide it's not popular enough. But also, it's been a little while since it's shown up in a game. So, I should really be marking these down, but I'm honestly kind of sleepy from talking. So I'll go back and watch the thing and make notes on the spreadsheet. Starly, Staravia, Staraptor. I don't know if these are gonna make it in, because have they missed a game? They missed a lot of games. Okay, Sword and Shield, they weren't available. Ultra Sun and Moon, they weren't available. Oh, I'm looking at specifically Staraptor. Oops. It was available the last 3 games, so I feel like Starly is probably gonna get cut. And the Staraptor line, Stunky, and Skuntank. I mean, it would be cool if they made it. I would like them to give Skuntank like an evolution or something, because it's not very good. If or like give Stunky a regional form in like a Pepe Le Pew hat or something. I don't know. But yeah, Stunky and Skuntank, I would like them to change them up somehow. Maybe like you could cut Manectric, you could cut Staravia, Staraptor, you could cut Sigilyph, and then just have like Stunky and Skuntank be like Poison Electric or something. Is there a Poison Electric? Probably not. And like change the purple to yellow or something, or the white areas on the Skuntank to yellow. Make it like a lightning bolt, sort of reminiscent of Manectric's Mega Manectric. Emolga, I feel like, is a prime candidate for an evolution because it sucks. No offense, Emolga. Very cute. It's just not very good. And we know Emolga is most likely in the game already. Yanma, I don't think they're going to do anything to Yanma or Yanmega because it has speed boost, which is already a pain, and I don't think it needs to go any faster. Wait, what was the 575? So that they set all of them to 575? Is that what it was? Mega Sableye? No, okay. Was it like a set? Oh, it's just 100. Okay. Plus 100 stats is when you Mega Evolve. And I think sometimes they redistribute them as well. 510, 610. Yeah, it gives you a plus. Wow. So what did they... They reduced the speed. Did they? Yeah, they took 10 off the speed. And they just bumped that special attack way up. Crazy. I still don't understand why he's dragon, but I like it. Sableye. What did they change for Sableye? Ah, they made him slower. Magic bounce. I remember this being annoying. What was this? Reflect status changing moves? Hell yeah. Cool guy. Spinda. I feel like Spinda is prime example of one that will probably get cut. Ursa, Ursaring, Ursaluna. I feel like Ursaluna was pretty popular in the last game, so they might carry him over. I don't know. Xerneas and Yveltal will probably show up in the way that Dialga and Palkia did similarly at the end of Legends Arceus. So they're probably gonna squeeze in there at the end. Altaria is in there. Ditto can go anywhere, so we'll probably be in there. Scyther, I don't know. I thought a lot about Scyther last night. Because Scyther has Scizor, and Scizor has a Mega Evolution. But it also has Cleavor. And Cleavor, you know, from the... What is Black Orgorite? Cleavor was like a relatively breakout kind of... It was quite a popular one because it was like a violent creature that fells towering trees. I don't think Cleavor is going to make it into the game, but they'll give you a Black Orgorite, I think, is what's going to happen. So you won't see wild ones, but you will get an item to evolve a Scyther probably one time. Scizor, I feel like you could potentially see in the wild. Space-time distortion? Never mind. You will not see a wild Scizor. Scizor Mega Evolution is pretty cool. I feel like Scyther is extremely popular and they need bugs. I don't know if Heracross is gonna make the cut. I'm worried about my boy Heracross. No, I think Heracross is probably fine. Heracross is a pretty prevalent one in Gen 6. Druddigan. I hope they do something to Druddigan. You know, he's got like good stats, but he's not good still. If they gave him like a... Maybe not a Mega, unless it was like... Kind of how Volcarona is like this... you find Volcarona in a cave in Black and White. Despite it just being an evolved Larvesta, it's seen as this god-like creature. Could do something like that with Druddigan, where the regular Druddigans are around, but the evolved form is like way in a building's basement. It's been turned into like a cave or something, and it's turned into this big giant dragon sitting on a pile of money or something. I don't know, but Druddigan needs a little TLC, a little support. Druddigan are vicious and cunning. They take up residence in nests dug out by other Pokemon, treating the stolen nests as their own theirs. Perfect. That is exactly what I just said. I don't think he showed up in... No, he didn't show up in the last two games, which is a good sign, because it means they might be more likely to consider him. So please, Druddigan Evolution. Dino, Zweilous, and Hydreigon. They're fine. I don't think they're gonna get any changes. They might just get thrown in. Who knows? I feel like they're gonna trim some of these, so it probably won't. I'm gonna say maybe Spinda, maybe Lickitung and Licky Licky. Although these ones I could see in a city. So it might be easier, they might be more likely to make the cut purely because it depends what way they went about adding stuff. Like if they went through the existing Kalos decks first and they were like, okay, which ones work in a city setting? Like a Lickitung? Sure. Then he's probably already in there. Shuppet and Bannet I feel like are easy ones to throw in, and Bannet has the Mega Evolution. Hoot Hoot Noctowl, yep, they're in there probably, because they can just be anywhere at night. My throat is dying. Where's my water? Spinarak and Ariados, I feel like again are. He needs a better move pool. He does. He does. I think Cleaver or Mega would be cool, but Lord? Yeah, I don't think they would do that. Mawil's Mega being is kind of cracked, but I could see it being cut. Yeah, I feel like Mawile might be one that gets cut because it means that they can do like a dual type steel something and a dual type fairy something instead of being worried about the fairy steel Mega Mawile, which I remember being kind of a nuisance back way yonder. Because it was like only weak to fire or something. And ground. Which are pretty common in like competitive stuff. But as a whole, it's like a very strong defensive typing. And I think they might just reserve that for like shitty guys like Klefki. No offense, Klefki. I like Klefki, but I just mean in terms of stats. Klefki is worse than, than Mega Mawile. Where's Klefki? I feel like Klefki will probably make the cut. Although it showed up in like every other game. So who knows? Maybe they'll skip him. It's crazy to me that Klefki has made it into like every mainline game since X and Y. I guess he's just like a guy that could go anywhere. So I guess from that perspective, it makes sense. Magnemite. Has Magnemite ever not been in a game? No, Magnemite has been in every single game. We don't include black because you can trade it from white. Been in every single game. Read Magneton Magnezone. Okay, well. XY Lost Hotel. Yeah, so. The Magnemite line guaranteed. it's in there. They haven't shown it, but it's in there. Phantom Trevenant. I don't know if these ones are gonna make it. I mean, they're ghost grass, so they could be like Pokemon that are haunting one of the many sort of abandoned old French houses. It would not be too hard to explain why they're in there. Like, maybe if it was just Phantoms, and then you had to evolve Trevenant yourself, like, because you can catch Trevenant in the wild in X and Y, I think. Yeah, that's how I got mine. So it might just be that Phantoms haunt the odd house or something. And then Trevenant you have to get through trading. Pumpkaboo. I did not know Pumpkaboo was like a Pokemon until they did the event where they give you the supersized Gorgeist. Gorgeist? Gorgeist? One of those. And it has not been in many games. My goodness. Okay, yeah, so Pumpkaboo is gonna be in there because it has only been in X and Y and Sword and Shield. So chances are pretty good. That's a cool shiny. Gorgeist. Gorgeist? Maybe this been. Nope. Yeah, so I think Pumpkaboo, Phantom are gonna make the cut. I think Lotad is gonna make it because he can just be in a pond or whatever. I don't think Fungus is gonna make the cut. I think Murkrow and Honchkrow are gonna be in there. Honchkrow is gonna be like one of the late game birds that sits on top of buildings or whatever. Maybe on top of the Quasartico structures. I don't know. Pawniard and Bisharp? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna make it. I would like to be wrong. I think Bisharp is cool. Let's see. They were in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Sword and Shield, Scarlet Violet. They weren't in Legends Arceus. They were in X. They were in Black and White. They were not in Omega Ruby, and they were not in Sun. So they were in a lot of games overall. But I feel like this is definitely one you could cut. Although he is like a little swordsman. I don't know. I'm grasping at straws here. I feel like if they have Spacer Poniard, he'll be in. But if it's a tight space thing, he'll be one of the guys that gets cut. Poochyena is an easy one that you could put into any environment. And Mightyena leaves plenty of room, I think, for a third evolution stage. Like, it evolves at level 18. So I could definitely see them being like, okay, you know what? This is a handy one because it's dark. We can throw it into any area. We can throw Poochyena pretty early in. We can throw Mightyena in, and then we can give it an evolution. So I think I could see them doing that, but also they're not going to give an evolution to every Pokemon that I think is a little weak. So I think realistically, they're probably not going to give an evolution to Mightyena, but if they have the time or the resources, or someone on the development team really likes Poochyena, they're going to give it an evolution. But because of the pressure that they're under, presumably from Palworld, I don't think they'll have time to do anything like that. I would, again, happily be wrong. But realistically, I think we'll probably get Poochyena and Mightyena in there, and they're not going to get an evolution or form or anything like that. Purloin and Liepard are another easy one that they can throw into like a city setting. Did Liepard get a form or something? No? Purloin? No? Naked? From... Did they show any Pokemon actually that weren't in X and Y originally? Because Naked would be a really good one for a city setting. But obviously that's was it Gen 8? So, I don't know. I would love Phalanx to make it, but Phalanx? I love that guy. I don't think he is gonna make it. Who else? Mr. Mime is probably gonna make it. Galarian Mr. Mime. I don't think they're gonna give us Galarian Mr. Mime. What a Mr. Rhyme. There he is, Mr. Rhyme. He looks cool. Can you get him into this stuff? No, he's only in Sword and Shield. Okay. Locations. Scarlet and Violet, not available. I feel like they probably will have Mr. Mime because, you know, there's like French mimes and stuff. Thematic. You can put him in a city anywhere. Reuniclus, I feel like is probably going to make the cut as well because you can put him in any like spooky building and he kind of fits, you know, like Solosis. I think Solosis originally was in like a lot of spooky buildings. Reflection Cave, Blue Ocean? Strange House, Dusty Bowl, Slippery Slope. Yeah, so you could fit these guys in a lot of like spooky locations and they're in the decks already. So chances are they're gonna need like, we need a weird creepy guy. But we have too many ghosts and we have too many dark types. Okay, Solosis is perfect. So that's probably gonna be the thought process. Why not? Wobbuffet, I feel like they will probably make, they'll probably make the cut. Really because they're like, we need a weird guy, we need a silly guy that we can put in like our back alley or in a sort of town-ish setting that is like, they need more like weird types. And Psychic is perfect, and Wobbuffet is, you know, well enough known from the anime and stuff. And has he showed up in a lot of games? He showed up in a lot of games. He didn't show up in Scarlet Violet, he didn't show up in Arceus. Didn't show up in Sun and Moon. We showed up in Sword and Shield, and Brilliant Diamond doesn't really count because it's just Diamond. Oh no, it's not actually. There's more caves. Yeah, so I think Why Not is pretty safe. Similarly, Dedenne pretty safe. I don't know about Jingling and Chimecho. I feel like they might make the cut if they need like I don't know if they do trainer types first. Like if they look at the types of trainers they have and like, we need more variety in the Pokemon that these trainer types have. Because I feel like Jingling and Chimecho are weird ones they could put in for that. I don't know if they think that way. So Jingling has not made the cut in a bunch of games. What? Empire. It was in the course X and Y, so chances aren't bad. But I feel like if they needed to cut a Pokemon, it would probably be Jingling. Unfortunate as that is, because I like Chimecho, I like Jingling. I think it's kind of funny that it's super tiny. Nidoran, Nidorina, Nidoqueen, and Nidoking. I feel like they're very popular, so they're easy crowd pleasers, but also Poison is one that they're going to have lots of already. But maybe they'll focus on adding Nidoran over like Stunky, is my thinking. They'll probably put Nidoran, Nidorina, Nidoqueen, and Nidoran, Nidorino, Nidoking, and then cut Stunky and Skuntank. Unfortunate as that is, because I like these two. I like Stunky and I like Skuntank. I would rather have Stunky and Skuntank than Nidoran, Nidorino, Nidoqueen, Nidoran, Nidorino, Nidoking. Has Nidoking ever been not in a game? Sorry, Nidoran. It wasn't in Black, but it was in White, so that doesn't count. Black 2 and White 2 don't count. Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, Sun and Moon. Oh, it missed a few. Okay. It's never missed more than 2 in a row. So chances are, no, that doesn't mean anything. You know, that's just me making an observation. That's not something. That's not an established pattern. So I'm thinking realistically, it's probably high enough on their radar. And I think something will probably get cut to fit them in, if they really wanted these guys in. So it's more likely we'll get these guys than we'll get these guys, I think. But I would prefer Stunky and Skuntank. What else is there? Sock and Throw. Yeah, the game doesn't have many fighting types. They probably throw those in. They kind of suck though. Alright, Makuhita, Hariyama. I feel like Makuhita and Hariyama are prime for like Kalos versions, if they do that. I don't know if they're going to do that, but that would be a good... because they look so out of place, is the main thing. They don't look like they fit in Kalos. And I love Hariyama. I used Hariyama in Sun and Moon. It was great. I used it in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. It was great. Actually, Makuhita probably has better location stuff, probably. Oh wow. It showed up a lot in Scarlet and Violet. I think if they were gonna do Kalos forms, these two would be high on the list because they don't look thematically appropriate. But they might not care about that. They might just be like, ah, fuck it, we need a fighting guy. Throw him in there. Golett is an easy one, I think. The chances are pretty high, I think, of Golett and Golurk making the cut, because they're in the X and Y decks already. And Ground Ghost is like a weird type that I feel like could fit in many places. And it's not like a broken dude. I Oop. I just realized it's very dark in my room. I don't know when this happened, but it got dark. I will be back in 1 second.
So I'm just gonna say this once.
Boop. Hi, how are you? I'm good, thank you. I'm losing my mind. Just reading all of the, the Pokemon, basically. How are you, Design Alcom 1? But yeah, Pharaoh Seed, Ferrothorn, I think it's pretty safe to say that they'd make it, they're weird types, they can kind of fit in a lot of different places. You can put them in grass, you can put them in a city, not like in a city street, but in like inside buildings, like warehouses or whatever, they'd work perfectly. Matchup, Machoke, Machamp, have they ever been missing from a game? I don't know. Let's see, locations. Missing from black, but they're in white. Black 2 and white 2 don't count. Did show up in Scarlet and Violet. Okay. So I actually think they might cut Machoke and Machamp. I feel it is a possibility. Even though they're popular, they've appeared in a lot of games and only been missing from one. Now, are they easy merchandise? I'm not actually sure, because they're like naked dudes. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a Machoke figure or a Machamp figure. I see Machamp in like Pokken, you know, that kind of thing. Woobat and Swoobat, I'm a big fan of those, but I feel like they might get cut. But I hope they don't. They have very unique designs, and they would fit in the the cave that every game needs. You need a cave. I wonder how long it takes for Game Freak to decide on the map for Pokemon, like per region. I imagine that'd be a pretty early thing. Sorry, I mean ham. Solrock and Lunatone. I feel like you could throw those in a lot of different places, especially since they have a day-night cycle. You can have one that shows up in the day and one in the night. Actually, I didn't even think about that, but we would need Pokemon that, you know, show up at night. Drifloon, easy ones for that. I feel like Mienfoo, Mienshao might get cut, just because they're kind of awkward designs to fit into Kalos, Lumio City. Zangoose and Seviper as well, I feel like might get cut, but I would love for a Zangoose and Seviper alternate Kalos form. Like, say if Kalosian Zangoose or whatever had the colors of Seviper and vice versa, and it was like a little more rounded maybe, and then Seviper was like more spiky. That could be cool. Spoink and Grumpig. I I feel like something needs to be done for Grumpig. This poor guy. Look how happy he is, and like he never gets played. I've never seen someone use Grumpig in a fight, ever. And he's not bad stat-wise, like 110 special defense, 90 special attack. I mean, 90 isn't amazing, but not terrible. And the speed is pretty good, health is pretty good. Thick Fat is a pretty good ability. Half damage from fire and ice. I think the psychic typing is rough, especially when the special attack isn't like crazy powerful. Like, he could probably take a hit, but I couldn't see a Grumpig killing anything. Although maybe in this new Pokemon where you can dodge attacks, Grumpig will be better. Because you can live for longer. So chip damage would be more viable. Because in old Pokemon you really want to hit things really hard and really fast. Or Toxic Stall. But Toxic Stall is not fun for anybody. Yeah, so I feel like Grumpig has potential to be really good if these new fights are kind of longer, because it has that bulk and it has a decent sort of base stat. It's not crazy base stat either. What does own tempo do again? Prevents confusion? That's not very good. Gluttony. I mean, Gluttony gives it like full heal from a citrus berry, but unless it has like... It has Zen Headbutt, but it's not even like a good physical attacker. I would love to see Grumpig get an evolution. And just like bump up the special attack a little bit. Maybe take a hit to physical attack. So, or alternatively, have the Spoink evolve into a different pig. Like, maybe it learns a weird move or something. You know, like the Cophagrigus Galarian form. And maybe that makes it like a physical attacker or something. Because we don't have many physical attacking psychic types, I don't think. We have Medicham and Gallade. Those are the only two I can think of, but there's probably more. Oranguru maybe? But he's not even in those. Swalot, Gulpin. I feel like these ones are ones that you would cut, potentially. Yeah, this is the region exclusive type Pokemon, where it's like, I mean, I guess we could put it in the Dex, but I don't want to have it show up too much. Let's make it a regional one, and we can have it show up in one spot and just never think about it again. Not a regional one, like a version exclusive. It obviously ZA isn't going to have version exclusives, hence why I think it might get cut. Scolipede I think is very good, so I don't think it will get cut. I would love to see him make a Scolipede, but I don't think there's gonna be any. Now we don't have a ton of information on like they've only shown Pokemon that already exist, you know. No new forms, no new Pokemon. So, I don't know if they're gonna do any new forms at all. It might just be that they're a sort of remix, which I would be on board for it totally. Because I like Pokepark. And that didn't introduce new Pokemon, that just introduced like a unique mix of Pokemon. Oh, I'm a little tired. I think I'm gonna end it here. Thank you, Colin, for calling in. Not calling in, for being here.
Well, it's Tuesday,
And I'm gonna go now.
and you haven't called.